How do freight brokers make money? There are a lot of different ways to generate income as a freight broker. There are also a lot of different approaches and strategies, and each and every one have their pros and cons. In this video, I'll be answering the most important question of all: how do freight brokers actually get paid? I'm Benjamin Kowalski with Freight 360, where we provide the latest transportation sales tips and training videos to help you reach your goals faster. If you're new here, make sure you go ahead, hit the subscribe button to be notified when we drop our weekly videos, and all of the links and details will be found in the description box below. For more free content, please be sure to check out our website, freight360.net, to access our entire library. Let's jump into it. Now, there are many different ways that a company can be structured to broker freight. You could be a W-2 employee of a licensed brokerage. You could be a freight agent, or you might be the licensed freight brokerage with only yourself as an employee. The structure of the company will determine your responsibilities within it. It will also play a big part in what you'll actually earn in commission for the very same reason. As a rule of thumb, the more tasks and roles you're responsible for, the higher your commission percentage typically is. Nate's going to be covering this topic in an upcoming video, so make sure you subscribe to our channel to receive that notification. Now, what all of these structures have in common is that they all make money the very same way. And that's what I'm going to discuss now. In its most basic sense, a freight broker is just an intermediary between a trucking company and a shipper. A trucking company may be made up of dozens of drivers. It may also be one driver that functions as an owner-operator. The shipper may be your customer, it may not be. Sometimes the company actually loading the truck isn't the one that tendered the freight. Now, tendering freight is just industry lingo for sending a load to another person or another party. For example, today, let's assume they're the same people. Now, what is your customer really paying you for as a freight broker? First, the obvious answer is that they are paying you for the truck that actually picks up their load and delivers it to the specific location over a specified time period. The second thing they're paying you for is the time and effort it took to secure that truck in the first place. The third thing they are paying you for is the service of tracking and tracing that shipment from its pickup all the way to its destination. And finally, the last thing they're paying for is open and honest communication of all of those updates in a timely manner. Now, let's review a simple example that shows how a freight broker makes money on one shipment. Now, we'll call this company Acme Supply. They need a shipment of widgets hauled from Miami to Chicago. It needs to pick up on a Monday, and we'll say deliver by that Thursday. Acme is willing to pay, we'll say, $2,500 for this shipment to be completed. This is also called your gross revenue, okay? The second part of the example is the carrier. So let's say you've searched through DAT's rate view and you determine that you'll be paying somewhere between $1,499 and a high of $3,211. What you'll be paying is your main expense. Now, the difference between the two is what the freight brokerage actually earns, also called your gross profit. Now, there should be something you noticed in that example, and it should be that there will be some carriers that will cost you more than your shipper is willing to pay, and some that are less. We'll cover why this happens in another video, but in our example, I want you to think about this. The carriers that want to be paid or have been paid $3,200 will be clearly more expensive than your customer is willing to pay. The original $2,500 that they said they're willing to pay to have this moved. The point I want to make sure I'm getting across is that this will almost always be the case, because not every driver or trucker is the right fit for every load. Some are and some aren't. This is what you're being paid for as a freight broker. The actual work of fielding incoming phone calls to determine if that carrier is the right fit, and making outbound phone calls to find a carrier if you never got an option from your load post in the first place. Now, the amount of money you will earn on this specific shipment will be based on how well you perform at this task. The better you are at negotiating a carrier at a lower rate, the more money is left for you. The higher you have to pay, the less profits left. It's really that simple. Gross profit is the money you'll make as a freight broker, and the amount you're able to charge a customer minus the amount you have to pay the carrier to perform your work. One final word of caution: simple doesn't mean easy. It takes time to understand why one carrier may be asking for more than another carrier, and you're going to need to practice negotiating, just like anything else you've ever been good at, right? For more on this and other topics, please be sure to subscribe for alerts on future videos. Check out our course, Freight Broker Basics, found in the description below. And remember, whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you're right.